My name's Paul Dodyk. I was born in a town called Hamtramck, inside Detroit on the east side. My father ran a steel punch at Chrysler, and my mother was a seamstress at Cadillac. I grew up in Hamtramck, which was a working-class community.
He saw economic deprivation. He saw fights for workers' rights.
I was about 8 years old, and I had to go to the dentist. And the dentist asked me whether I was going to be a fireman or a policeman. And I told him I was going to be a lawyer. And he laughed at me. And so I figured, I'm going to show this guy. So I wound up going to Amherst, went to the Harvard Law School, went to clerk on the Supreme Court for Potter Stewart. I went to Columbia and had a wonderful time there. I decided I needed to get a little practical experience. And I went to Cravath, Swaine and Moore, and the rest is history. There was a great deal of poverty then in the United States, as there is now.
NCLEJ was established at Columbia University, and Paul was appointed the first faculty director of NCLEJ.
I saw the center as an opportunity to participate in the war on poverty.
He worked on cases. He was brilliant.
He really helped lay the intellectual foundation for the public interest law movement on behalf of poor people.
And the first step was to establish that a woman and child's right to welfare was a right. So in King versus Smith, our first big victory, we established that your right to AFDC was legally enforceable.
He has come back after honing his skills on behalf of IBM and other clients to help lead the center during the past dozen years.
Paul has always cared deeply about social and economic justice.
He has a powerful moral compass and brings it into play in so many ways.
He was my first mentor.
There are hundreds of us who have benefited from his generosity and guidance as we've worked through our careers and pursued our own paths in life.
When Paul announced that he was retiring as board chair, everyone on the board agreed that Paul should be honored in a way most appropriate to him, and that would be by giving young lawyers the chance to devote their careers to economic justice work. We find many young lawyers eager to do this work, but the opportunities for them are very limited.
Having the fellows on staff expands the capacity of the organization to do good work.
We need their energy, we need their legal skills and training, we need the excitement that they can bring to the work.
The impact is immediate and it's profound.
My name is Brooke Ritchie. I was finishing up my law degree at Harvard and looking for a fellowship. I had always wanted to work in the area of public benefits and welfare law and economic justice law. From day one, I was integrated directly into the litigation. I was not treated like a fellow, I was treated like an attorney.
They get really meaningful work on really high impact cases. They're working with skilled people, so they get great training.
I got to see an integration of different legal strategies right on the ground, which was very exciting.
They come away from the experience, if not dedicated to a life of working in poverty law, and certainly with a very high standard for the practice of law.
So I think the fellowship will be highly valuable in enabling some young lawyers to express their idealism in a fashion which can confer more benefit on the neediest people in our society than any other job I can think of.
At a time when our country is increasingly turning away from concern for the poor, it is very important that a fellowship be established on an ongoing basis to both support the center and to signal the legal profession's commitment to the rule of law and to the sense of community.
I continue to believe that NCLEJ is the leading organization in the country for this type of economic justice law, and it's a very exciting place to be as a fellow. So I hope that that continues to be the case.
This fellowship will give us the opportunity to bring young lawyers in at a very exciting time when they can really make a difference in so many people's lives.
Given how much Paul has dedicated himself to building young professionals in the field and helping guide people at early stages in their careers, I couldn't imagine a better testament to him, the person he is, and the career he's led.
There have to be more young Dodyks somewhere in our nation, and there are, of course. And our goal is to make it possible for them to come work for the National Center.
Whatever people may say about the welfare mothers, the ones that I've met are as sincerely interested in the welfare of their children as anybody that I've met in more fortunate circumstances. And the children themselves are innocent of any possible reason to disqualify them from membership in society. And the center, day in, day out, gets the wherewithal to give these children a better start. And I can't think of anything that's more important for a lawyer to do.